So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Yeah, since that's how I did the last book. So this book is the second book. Yeah, but I don't have it yet. I listened to my audiobook because I'm Amazon taking forever to give it to me. Yeah, it's book 7, and this is called Cliffs. And viewers discretion advised. I never thought I would say this, because definitely viewer discretion advised. Because this story has a very sensitive subject. It's more sad, just like the real Jake was, than scary. It does have a happy ending, but when you get to like the middle part of it, spoilers by the way. Let me make sure my phone's off. Okay, so spoilers by the way, but it can't. So like I said, viewer discretion advised, because this story discuss suicide. So yeah, and it was making me gonna cry. It was making me like scared in a sad way when I was listening to it, because I listened to an audiobook of it while waiting for my copy to show up. And so this is about a dad and his son, Robert, the dad, and the son's named Tyler. Tyler is 2 years old. Um, his dad is wrestling with the fact that his wife passed away, and when she was giving birth to Tyler, and so Tyler sadly has never got to know his mom, and is making it hard for Robert to raise his son all by himself, which I I know how I know a bunch of people. I'm not one of myself, but I know a couple people who are single parents and how hard it is on these people to have a single parent and how hard it can be. Because I've seen it firsthand with a lot of people, and not from personal experience. I just see it from how they deal with it, and the way he lost it. Not the way she lost it, because they're usually alive and not and being. I'm not going to go too far into it, but the fact that Robert has to raise his son like this and go to work and stuff like that and deal with this all the time. So he like works. We're not. It's not really sure. It's not really like telling us descriptions where he works at, but so he's like having fun with his son, like raising him and stuff like that, and he like gets offered like to go to sushi restaurants with his co-workers. He's afraid to talk to them because he's still dealing with the fact, even though it's been a year, he's still grieving over the fact of what happened to his wife. I mean, it's something. Death is very. You can never really get all the way through it. No matter who it is, either if it's like your best friend, your wife, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend. You don't get over it really. It never. The feeling of grief never goes away, and socializing with people afterward, it's really hard for people. So, and he so they want to like help him like deal with stuff and stuff like that. So he has his son at the daycare center, and since he's not old enough to be at school, and a bunch of other kids were like told to like draw their families, and a lot of their kids like wondering why do you only have one parent, Tyler? and Tyler and the people who work at the daycare explained to them that he only has one parent, and you can still have a happy family even with one parent, and not every family is the same basically. So and so he has to help Tyler help. Hopefully, that Tyler doesn't feel sad about that. And so the next day, they're out shopping or the same afternoon, one of the two. He's out shopping with his son. And it's not really sure where they go. It's Walmart or what, or or somewhere else. But he goes to a store that has a Freddy Fazbear toy. Like it's like one of those. It's like Hello Elmo. It's kind of like that stuff. Except for the parent can play with it too, because it's weird. It's one of those weird toys. And actually, I don't know if this thing existed back when I was a kid because we didn't have these type of toys, so it's not exactly good. But it reminds me of Elmo because of what happens with the toy later on. So and uh, it comes like the toy. Freddy comes Tyler's favorite toy. He wants to do everything with it. He wants to go in the bathtub with it. He wants to eat with it. He wants to go play in the sandbox with him. Which Robert tells him, no, you can't because Freddy will get wet. Freddy will get spaghetti over him. Freddy will get sand over him, and he doesn't want Freddy to be dirty. How do you tell that to a 2-year-old? We can't get your toys dirty. Terrible twos. So eventually he goes to the next day he goes back to daycare and he goes to work and the toy allows him to keep an eye on his son when he's not in the same room as him because he had a little watch thing and tells you it gives you updates about your kid and it's giving updates about your kid and it's like saying he's good and stuff like that when he's at work and so the next day after that when he actually picks him up and the next day they're it's around lunchtime ish and he asks to go and play in the sandbox and he brings the toy out there and he Robert's drinking his coffee watching his son and he does something that I've done before. Not with a kid, but I've done this before. I left my phone and outside or in the other room. And he left his phone in the other room, out in the house. While he was out there with the kid. He said, "Don't go anywhere, Tyler. I'm gonna go get my phone. My phone's ring." And he goes and gets his phone. And when he comes back outside, he knows that Tyler's gone. He thinks he sees a white truck drive away, and so he thinks somebody has kidnapped his son, or his son ran off. So, and he does what any rival parent would do. He calls the cops, and the cops come there, and 2 officers come, and it's a female officer and a male officer come and ask questions how they usually do what was your kid wearing and how long ago was he gone, how long has he been missing and stuff like that and where was he when you saw he was gone. The male officer was acting like the kid's playing hide and go seek with his parent and he might be still in the house. Only the female officer is taking this more seriously, but once he figures out that how mad Robert is, he starts taking it more seriously. So yeah, and so Robert is they go on leave, start looking for Robert after they explain everything, what happened about the situation, and every single about 10 minutes after this or so, 20 minutes tops, he gets a buzz from his little thing, from his little watch that comes with Freddy that says, "Why don't you go to the cliffs?" And I forgot to mention this part. They live near a place where there's cliffs, and if you know cliffs and like bridges, what happens with cliffs and bridges? There's like a bunch of stories that people have gone there to commit suicide, and basically he thinks that this dumb toy is telling him to commit suicide, so that's why it said viewer discretion advised. Um, and the thing has like told him that has eventually tells him like 4 or 5 times, and he is getting angry because he does not want to do this. He is he's worried about his son, and he keeps on thinking that something has happened to his son, and it keeps on making him think about his wife. And so he keeps on contemplating to do it, and so he ends up like trying to destroy the toy. Like he starts punching it at first, then he like tries lighting it on fire. That doesn't work, and he tries running it over. That doesn't work. He tries stabbing it, and that doesn't work. Like so, yeah, he literally tries to kill this toy, which practically so. If someone's telling me to do this to myself, I would do the same thing to that toy. So, so I don't blame him. So and he like tries to rest and like because the female cop calls him twice, and asks him like, can you we come by and like have one of our dogs sniff one of Tyler's clothes that has not been washed yet, like out of the laundromat, and on his upper and have her dog sniff it so they can find him. So the next day or so, he's not he goes he goes to cliff just like the toy tells him to, and he has the toy actually in his hand still. So when he gets to the cliff after he like runs past one of his neighbors that's a jogger, asks him, "Have you found your son yet?" And he like shakes his head at him. So he gets to the cliff, contemplating about it, and then he just drops the toy. He doesn't do it, thank God. And then he starts like hearing some weird animal, but then he actually thinks it's his son. So he like starts calling Tyler, Tyler, and his son calls and turns back, Daddy. So so he finally his son, and his son explains to him. This is Robert's like, where'd you go? Why did you make you worried about like this? I saw a doggy, Daddy. So I wanted to play with the doggy. So that's what happened. Nobody kidnapped him. He just followed a dog. So like, and Robert's like, don't you ever do that to me again. He's not yelling, but he's trying to do it very calmly because he's very happy that he's able to see him. And so him and his son both look at the sunrise, and it's still morning time, and he like explained to him that about talked about his mom, because he's never really talked about his Tyler's mom with him. This is like the very first time he's ever mentioned his mom to Tyler, and he explains that the dress that she wore a lot was red, like the sunrise, and Tyler says back, "Mommy was very pretty, wasn't she?" Like, yes, she was, and it says, I promise when we get home, I'll show you some pictures of her, and it's very very sweet. I like the ending of this one. It's not as good as Real Jake, but it's one of my favorite. This one is definitely one of my favorite ones now. And I'm happy it was a happy ending, because I would have cried if Robert or Tyler died in this, or both of them. So yeah, it's really sad. It's really happy story. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. You're Hi, Sally. So, what'd you think about the book?
It was great. It was sad though. The middle's sad and the ending's happy. It's a really weird story, but we loved it. I love Tyler. Me and him have the same voice.
Yep. So, What do you give it, Solly?
I give it all for Buzz.
So, bye guys. Like, share, and subscribe.
Bye-bye, guys.